Hi, in this video I will talk about the grids made of lies. If you have experienced depression or any kind of mental disease, you can easily relate to this vision I had. This video is mainly for those suffering in depression, but you can apply it in any situation when you face the lies of the enemy. So I would like to share a vision I had about myself. I was set free from depression, and I had quite a long journey, and actually I'm still on this journey. But at a very deep point of this journey, God gave me a vision. And in this vision, I was at the bottom of a pit, somewhere down in a prison cell. There were huge grids above me, and I was captive. And I walked around and I checked the grids over and over again, and I felt them very real. Sometimes I even touched them just to feel them more real, to allow myself to feel sorry for myself. Somehow I even had pleasure in feeling sorry for myself. It was suffering, but somehow I couldn't live without it. I just loved it some way. Although however I suffered a lot. And it was dark and hopeless. And sometimes I heard the noise of life and singing from the outside, somewhere from above. I knew that there was freedom. But I thought this prison cell is for me. It's mine. I couldn't get out of it. And somehow I heard a voice that, you can come out. You're free in me. God was calling me. But I tried to prove to him, they are very real, can't you see that? These grids are very real. Don't you know how long I have been living here? They must be real. And I stayed there. And I suffered more. And these grids were made of lies. Low self-esteem, you are not valuable, you are worthless, you cannot be good enough, you will never make it. And I believed them. And as I believed them, they were able to keep me captive. You are free to get out of this, I heard this voice. These are just lies, these are just illusions. The reality is outside of this cell, come out. No, these grids are real. I have been living with them for quite a long time. and I heard someone opening the door. "Walk out with me," said God. "Would you walk out with me?" It's a settled deal that you are free. I'm not about to set you free. I've already done it. It is finished. It was finished. You are free to walk out. And he said that these grids are absolutely weak. Actually, they are illusions. They have only so much power as you believe in them. If you believe they are free, they are strong enough to keep you here, then they will be able to do so. I have settled this deal. I have made these lies absolutely powerless at the cross. You can walk out. But God, I need a huge happening to be set free. I want a huge dramatic moment when God showed up and healed me from depression. And God said, no. You have been free. All the time. You are free all the time. Nothing changes. The only thing that can be changed is your way of thinking about these grids. The only thing to be changed is you. The way you think about the lies of the enemy, which are absolutely powerless unless you believe them. So you can dust your trousers, get up and say that what happened on the cross was huge enough for me to walk out of this pit. And even though I feel like these grids are very real, I really feel like worthless, I really feel not enough, I really feel depressed. But I don't care, because I know that these are just lies, and I will not consider them and walk out. And as this girl stood up in this pit and went ahead, she just went through the grids, and as if they were made of fog or smoke. She went through it, and as she went through it, they disappeared. When you don't consider the lies of the enemy, they are absolutely nothing at the very moment of not taking them seriously. And in my case, it was very practical. So it was a kind of like a poetic version my deliverance of depression. But there were some very real and practical sides of this vision. It meant that, okay, if I'm free, I will do things as if I was free because I know I am. So I just knew I hated hanging out with people and I hated even greeting people. So I was just a super unsociable person. And it was a huge part of my depression. Okay, then I will go out and share the gospel with random strangers because that's the thing you do. If you not consider the lies of the enemy, it was a radical step, you know. I didn't feel free to greet my friends, okay? So I just felt so stressed anytime I saw anyone. And I thought, talking about the gospel with random strangers, it's a real freedom step, you know. and I did it. And I felt like dying, okay? I went out to the Dark Square here in Budapest and I felt like I'm gonna die. And yes, at the moment when you are in front of the grids, face to face with the grids, you have the memories in your mind about the times when you tried to get out of this pit with your own strength and you failed. And at this point you really feel that you won't make it. This is the most stupid thing you have ever done. But then you realize that, okay, it's just another lie trying to talk me out of this, so I won't consider that either, and I will walk through. And then you walk through. And as you walk through, you realize that, yeah, these streets are really of smoke. And you look back and you see that there's nothing. When you were in, you saw these grids real. You are out and there are no grids at all. Most people ask God, God, would you just help me? Would you just heal me? Would you just set me free? And God says, yeah, I would. I actually did it, back then at the cross. It was quite long ago, but it was powerful enough, so it is still valid. So you can walk out right now. And of course, God is not that sarcastic. But actually, he could speak like that based on what he did. You can wait for huge moments, but maybe God will arrange things so that you will have one. But in my case, there were a lot of huge moments with God, but none of them were about my deliverance from depression. Strange, but that's the truth. So my breakthrough was like walking around in my dormitory room thinking about how I will walk out of this, because at this time I was aware of my situation. I knew these grids were lies, but I felt them real. And okay, God, then how to walk out? Like, I know I can walk out, but how? And God said that it is very easy. If you believe that you can walk out and these grids are not able to keep you captive, that they won't be able. Okay, God, it was a great message. And then somehow something clicked. Like, is Jesus' blood is enough or what? That's my favorite sentence from Christine Kane. It's awesome. And yeah, if it's enough, then you can walk out. And there is no but. But I have been in this situation for such a long time. But I was rejected as a child. But I faced a lot of bullying in the high school. But I don't know how to think about myself as a normal, valuable person. There is no but. Jesus' blood was so precious that it is over every circumstance, okay? So his blood is enough, so you can walk out. And yes, I felt really terrible sometimes, you know, being face to face with these grids. It's tough sometimes. And I had to decide over and over again that I am free, I can walk out. And you know, God is very patient. You don't have to force yourself to walk through these grids. You can just sit down and realize that yes, these are lies and I am free to walk out, and now I'm about to do it. The worst thing you can do is holding on to the grids and repeating that you are real, you are so real, you are so real. Just sit down and let God convince you about how free you are. And when you are aware of that, then make steps according to the truth. And do crazy things, which are absolutely not based on the reality you lived in before. Make steps as if the lies that keep you captive were perfect illusions. And as you do so, they lose their strength and they disappear. You look at the evil and you can't find him. God is, and it's not about running up to the grids and forcing yourself through them. No. It's not about I'm strong enough to walk out. No. He's big enough, and what happened is great enough. What happened at the cross is great enough to walk out. And these think positively trainings are also quite successful because not considering the lies is a powerful thing. And a lot of people can get free of depression by these trainings without God. And I wouldn't question that. But the point is that what is your reason of not considering these lies true? If they were defeated at the cross, if the father of lies had been shamed at the cross, and all the lies had been made powerless, then you have a very good reason of not considering them true. They lost all their power. All the forces of darkness had lost all their powers at the cross, and they have only that much power you give them. And you can give them power by believing that they have power over you. So if you face with the difficulty and you say that you don't have power over me, not because I'm stronger than you, but because you have been made powerless at the cross. And now I won't consider you because I know that you can have no rule over me. I had been set free from you quite long ago. So I don't have anything to do with you. And I just walk out. And as you do so, you realize that, okay, but I don't live in this pit anymore. I just have it behind. How can it be? You just look back and you can't even say where this pit actually was, because it is just so not there that you can't even say where its place was. Yeah, sometimes it's hard for me to understand myself, how I lived back then, how I thought back then, because it's just so not real. God is about to help you out of this pit, but probably there won't be another salvation. There was one and it was pretty powerful, so you don't have to wait for another one. There won't be another huge thing for your deliverance from depression. The thing is settled, the deal is settled, you're free. The question is when you realize that you are. And God is very patient. It is not a condemnation. It's just an opportunity for you. So you can just sit down and wait for God to show up. And He will. And maybe He will, and probably He will prepare a turning point for you or a breakthrough for you. But the breakthrough is not an event. The breakthrough is the moment you realize that Jesus' blood is enough. I hope this video helped you, and And I know that God is ready to sit down next to you, even when you are sitting in this pit. And He has the time and the patience to convince you about your freedom. And He will hold your hands and He will lead you out and walk out with you. And as you focus on Him and you just walk out following this sound of His voice, you just look back and you realize that this whole pit is so behind, somewhere back, but you can't even say where it is. You are so free, it's ridiculous. Come on. All the powers of the enemy had been broken. You can walk out and you will walk out. And God is ready to go on this journey with you, no matter how long it will take. God bless you.